We will protect the wages of American workers.
It was day 3 of the Republican National Convention, and for a change, the focus was not on Donald Trump. It was on his running mate, JD Vance. He was nominated by party delegates earlier this week, and on Wednesday he accepted the nomination. Then came the speech, arguably the most important moment in Vance's career. In front of him was a packed stadium. Thousands of Americans were also watching at home, so JD Vance had to deliver. He was introduced on stage by his wife, Usha Vance. Take a look at this.
When JD met me, he approached our differences with curiosity and enthusiasm. Although he's a meat and potatoes kind of guy, he adapted to my vegetarian diet and learned to cook food from my mother, Indian food. Before I knew it, he had become an integral part of my family. It is my great privilege to introduce my husband and the next Vice President of the United States, JD Vance.
How about that? Trump's running mate can cook Indian food. But he wasn't selected for that. Vance was picked for mainly 2 things: his working class background and his utmost loyalty to Donald Trump. So his speech focused on those 2 things. Vance talked about his difficult upbringing, his service in the U.S. military, and his ability to deliver Midwestern swing states. Must have been music to Trump's ears.
This moment is not about me. It's about the auto worker in Michigan, wondering why out-of-touch politicians are destroying their jobs. It's about the energy worker in Pennsylvania and Ohio who doesn't understand why Joe Biden is willing to buy energy from tin-pot dictators across the world when he could buy it from his own citizens right here in our own country. We will protect the wages of American workers and stop the Chinese Communist Party from building their middle class on the backs of American citizens. Mr. President, I will never take for granted the trust you have put in me. And what an honor it is to help achieve the extraordinary vision that you have for this country.
It's a good contrast. Trump is a billionaire real estate mogul. He was born with a silver spoon, so it's hard for him to reach out to working class Americans, especially the undecided ones. And that's where JD Vance comes in. At 39 years of age, he's not a seasoned politician. In fact, his career in the U.S. Congress started only 2 years ago in 2022. That's when Vance was elected to the U.S. Senate. Yet Trump is betting on him. Do you know why? Because JD Vance has an excellent story to tell. Born in a poor family, raised by a mother who was addicted to drugs, fought in the Iraq War, and married to the daughter of Indian immigrants. It makes for an excellent campaign pitch. And that's what Vance did on Wednesday.
In my life, I had a guardian angel by my side. She was an old woman who could barely walk, but she was tough as nails. I called her Mamaw, the name we hillbillies gave to our grandmothers. Our movement is about single moms like mine, who struggled with money and addiction, but never gave up. And I'm proud to say that tonight my mom is here, 10 years clean and sober. I love you, Mom.
Trump isn't exactly known as a family man, so these moments will help politically. But let's look beyond his performance at the convention. What should the world make of Vance's nomination? How is the Biden camp reacting to it? As things stand, Vance is pitted against Vice President Kamala Harris. Harris says she's ready to debate Vance, but the Trump campaign says, hold on, Harris and Biden have not been nominated yet. For all we know, the Democrats could change their ticket. So the Trump campaign wants to wait until the Democratic convention. And when is that? August 19th in Chicago. It looks like the Biden camp has figured out a strategy. They're attacking Vance on mainly one issue, and that is his position on abortion.
Recently, the former president selected his running mate, the Senator Vance, JD Vance. Understand, this is a fellow who in the United States Senate participated in blocking protections for IVF. This is an individual who has said he is for a national and has made every indication that he is for a national abortion ban.
It's a good strategy. Vance has called for a nationwide ban on abortion. He's even opposed exceptions in cases of rape or incest. That's more radical than Trump's position. He has since dialed down the rhetoric, but the Democrats are pouncing on it. So that's Vance and his domestic pitch. Now let's look at his foreign policy pitch. As Trump's running mate, his words carry weight. When JD Vance speaks, he speaks for Donald Trump, which is why his recent speeches are going viral. Vance recently took aim at the Labour Party in the UK. He effectively called them Islamists. Listen to this.
I was talking about, what is the first truly Islamist country that will get a nuclear weapon? And we were like, maybe it's Iran, maybe Pakistan already kind of counts. And then we sort of finally decided maybe it's actually the UK, since Labour just took over.
The UK's Deputy Prime Minister has hit back. She says Vance is known for saying fruity things. So that's one US ally already angry. But one US rival is also quite happy, and that's Russia. Vance has talked about cutting off military aid to Ukraine. Trump has called for peace negotiations. So Moscow is clearly betting on the Republicans. Their foreign minister praised Vance's position.
He's in favor of peace, in favor of ending the assistance that's been provided. And we can only welcome that, because that's what we need. To stop pumping Ukraine full of weapons, and then the war will end. And then we can look for solutions.
What about India? His connection is mainly via his wife. Like I said, she is the daughter of Indian immigrants. But beyond that, Vance has not said much. He may use the personal connection to woo Indian origin voters, but policy-wise, that won't really matter. So that was JD Vance's day at the Republican convention. Now the focus shifts to Donald Trump. He will be speaking later today. Reports say Trump will focus on unity after the assassination bid. I guess this convention has made one thing quite clear. Republicans are focusing on personal capacity and charisma. They've got two very colorful candidates in Trump and Vance. The Democrats cannot match that. So they're focusing more on policy. The question is, what will Americans prioritize? We're 4 months away from finding out.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Obviously today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect